Hi, welcome back to Blackacre Ranch. I'm Charla and we're still working on some baby pens, so stay with us and follow along for all the great fencing. We've recently got the second pen for the babies. They're coming up on year-old babies now, so they have rotational pasture. So pen A, and now we have pen B. Today, we're hoping to run lines for most of pen C. So we've already done the H's and the brace wire, and we have to just set some T-posts today and then run a bunch of line. So lucky us, our elders are coming to help us, and so I think that's gonna make today go pretty quick. Now the line we're running though, I want to say is at least twice as long as the last one. It's almost maybe 700 feet long, and there's one that's a little bit shorter, and then just a tiny one. So it'll be nice to have some extra hands on deck, especially when you're pulling that long. We set up double H's on each side to support it for that length. So it's been a little bit different fencing this time because it's a little bit longer, but I think it'll work out just fine. Let's go and see what's going on down the line. Okay, so one of the things moving closer out to the property, we don't live here yet, so that's one of those projects that's upcoming to try and get a home for us on the property. So we live about a half hour away, and so my husband still works, keeps his full-time job, and I homeschool. So I work with my kids 4 days a week, and our 5th day, which is today, we come out and spend a full day getting ranching stuff done. Now we're always here every day checking on the animals, making sure everything is okay, but on this kind of a day we get more work done. And I want to say how grateful I am to have, one, a lot of kids, but how helpful they are. So while I've been working on some stuff with the babies, I sent them down the line with the T-posts. And as you can see, they've been at it for a little while now, dropping T-posts. So we've got quite a few to do, but I'll go meet up with them and we'll keep getting this going on. But I appreciate their willingness and helpfulness to continue to make this work for us and our family. You need another one? No. Okay, so one of the things we have on the ranch that's actually kind of a nuisance, it's viney and prickly and really annoying, are lots of blackberry plants. However, sometimes we beat the pigs and we get some blackberries too. Sure is windy out here today. All right, so for fencing, step 1 is to tie it off. Step 2 is to roll the line. Step 3, Talmadge has right now, which is to ratchet the come along to tighten up the line. And then after it's tightened, we're gonna have everyone stretch it and bring it back in, and then you can tie it off. Don't trip.
I almost died.
Don't die. All right, that's a nice stretch. All right, and once it's tight, snug, then Talmadge will tie it off. So these city boys had to learn how to T-clip for us.
Yes.
That's right, that's right. I was a city girl, I mean, it's okay.
Makes sense.
We don't discriminate here. We love you all.
Nice. Let's go.
It just means that you have new things you can put on a job application.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is right.
You're like fencing? Oh, I can help you with that.
Oh yeah.
You're like T-clips? I got it. Alright, this is the first post where they get tied off and sent down the line, and Elder Owens is managing that tying off for us, which is awesome. Nice long line.
Done.
Winning!
All right, lift it. Hold to me.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that. Like, be quick. I'm only so good.
I need some stretching.
You mean stretching? It's hard to be used, stretching it all out.
Okay.
Feel pretty good? this one should be pretty easy. Besides your gloves. Where do you want it? Okay guys, our elders were super helpful. We were able to finish the really long 600+ foot line. So that is fabulous. And then we have our gate opening here. We have just a short line here. And then we have a gate to go across the road. And then our line following the road back. So let's go check out what's going on over here. So before they left, we were able to get 3 lines done over here. And I was just like, hey, Elder Owens, you're doing great. Go ahead and start tying off here. And Talmadge and I will finish up down there. And we got this going. It was working really great. Until I came back to finish up and realized I totally spaced my gate opening. So I was having him tie it on my kicker right here, which is not ready to go that direction at all. So along this H now, to fix my problem, I'm just stapling, hammering the staples in really tight and then retying and opening up this space. I'm sure Owens was probably like, that doesn't make sense what you're doing. But you know, trying to be fast and efficient, sometimes you make stupid mistakes. So here's my stupid mistake. So I've already cut that line. I'm ready to cut that line. And I need to work on those guys to staple them in. So these guys need to not be here because that'll be a gate. And then over here, I just hammered it all the way in so it kept the tension that we had and then tied it up. So I just have to keep going. I guess of all the mistakes I've made, this one's pretty easily to fix, and my daughter was like, hey, that's what you should do. I was like, thank you, because my brain was just not there. We've got this 6th line waiting to get tightened, and then just one more, and this long line along the road will be all done. It's going so well. Okay, so I've already hammered this staple all the way in. And that's what it's like when you cut a line. So 1 wrap, 2 wrap. So these fencing pliers have a spot for hammering. You got your pliering, you got your hook, you got a cutter. The jack of all trades. Hammer it in, right? Alright, so we're still at this north side, and this really short line the kids are taking care of. It looks like they're on. Talmadge is tightening off the 2nd, while Sander ties off the 3rd. Meanwhile, got some gate action going on over here. Hold that. So we're being super productive getting the gates in and the last line done.
Well, so gate number 1 had a problem. You can see these sides. We measured it from the bottom, everything, I swear, 3 times we measured the sucker and it seems fine. We put it up here and the top one is just too low. I don't know why, it just is. So what we did was on the top one we decided to flip it, so it's going to be carrying it, and the bottom one we flipped over because this was wanting to be down here. I don't know why. Measurement, just it is what it is. So I'm gonna make sure that's tight, and the gate swings.
Oh, I think that looks great on distance. I'm so proud of us.
So great. Gate number 1 done. Now I get gate number 2. So whenever you guys actually do short runs, there's less stretch in the line, and the amount over by Talmadge where he's ratcheting, the percentage that's over there that's unstretched compared to what is stretched, like where Charla and Pumpkin are at, is greater. So all of the stuff when Pumpkin pulls this line, when she stretches it, she's stretching a less percentage of the actual line that when Talmadge takes off his actual, what do you call that? Come along?
Yep.
The stretch that is now coming out of that section over to the corner loosens up, and it loosens all these lines a lot. So we're Texas fence fixing all of these after he gets them in there to just get them tighter and tighter. Just finish your job, Talmadge. Just finish your job. So I'm wondering if Talmadge is pulling the posts closer together. But you look down to the bottom, there's not much, and that's not unusual. But all these lines have just gotten slack again. This is gonna rip our hair out, man. Rip the hair out! All right, so case in point right here. We just did a kicker down. Let me give you a better view. Instead of doing another H brace over here, because gosh, it sucks. And it's moving ever so slowly. How far down did you guys put that in? So that is probably not in far enough. We are done. This is not our finest fence work by any stretch of the imagination. This kicker isn't working too well. The posts over there are kind of leaning a little bit out of straight, so they're not plumb. And the gate opening is too small over there. Anyway, the kids will learn, righty bitties. So we fixed it. We got 12 fence fixers compressing all this wire to try and get this thing tight 12 times. So this isn't the finest work, but it will do for now. And when it breaks, we fix it. So all the stuff is done on the north side, east and west. We just have that little stuff down by the asphalt. We're gonna have 2 gates and another short little run section. After doing this, I don't know if I'm gonna do that the same way. But that's all that we have, and then C is done, and then we can let the buffalo out. So anyway, thanks for joining along, guys. Like and subscribe. Check us out next time. Hope you have a good day. Bye.